And
Y'all, what's going on, everybody? It is me again. I think Antonio is frozen, child, but it's time to lean in for this very last episode of the season for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I see we have individuals in the chat. Hey, Harsh Reality, I'm glad you could join the lean alive. Love to see you in the replay crew, or as Chase likes to call it, the group chat. What's going on, Dr. Sihu, Kevin, Chase, Melanie, Dwayne, everybody in the chat? What's going on? I don't know, what is Antonio frozen for you, baby? He just like he is he frozen for y'all? Because he frozen for me. I don't know if y'all seen that, but nonetheless, we're here for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I do have some awful and terrible news. And as I went to look at my notes, because I take notes when I watch these episodes, it looks like I erased half my damn notes. And so that means that I'm gonna have to go off my damn memory, which ain't much because if you watch this finale, didn't much happen. I will say that. Um, but let me give Antonio a second to get back up in here, child, because Antonio is frozen, and he ain't tried to come back up in here. Just give it a second. Nonetheless, let me hear y'all thoughts. What did y'all think of this finale? I'm gonna say, based off what we got, and based off this little 30, because it was really 30 minutes of finale. The last 30 minutes of this episode was all about Jen Shah, which I don't understand why they focused on that, because if you watch this season, we didn't even hear much about Jen Shah in this damn case. Like, this all would have made sense to give her this whole 30-minute segment if they had actually like focused on this storyline, um, you know, throughout the season, but literally everything was about everything except for this case. So I kind of felt that it was a bunch of bull, that we had to see that. And because of that, I think they took out some very key and important scenes that we should have got in this finale. Of course, unless you live on the damn rock, Dana had a whole scene. When we saw this trailer, hold on, Antonio back, y'all. You back, Antonio?
I'm in there. What's up?
Okay. He was frozen, child. It was all like this. I was just kind of, kind of rambling about the season, telling how I was disappointed in the finale.
Yeah.
I was saying how they put such an emphasis on Jen Shah in this finale, when really realistically we didn't really talk about this case at all this season. Like, it wasn't really a topic of discussion. And I was saying that I hate they did that because I think doing that made them take out key scenes. If you have not been living under a rock, you saw. Is it now? Listen, somebody tried to correct us last week and said it's not Dana. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
It's
Somebody,
Dana.
Dana. Okay, well, whoever said that last week, my apologies, child. Unless it's your name, my apologies. We did not know. I thought it was Dana. It's just a name, no shade. But we sorry, okay? Thank you. I wanted to address that because somebody did come at us saying we were saying her name wrong. I'm like, well, hold on, sir. I thought it was Dana.
Baby,
Dang.
we ain't gotta say her name right. She ain't even holding
Right.
no
She ain't even nobody.
snowflake. Like,
Correct. Anyway, Dana made a post saying that the scene she had with Jen, what happened, it wasn't in there. There was a scene with Meredith and Whitney, it wasn't in there. And so I see how this that they cut these good parts that we probably would have enjoyed just for Jen Shah talking to her damn mama, still pleading innocent when damn sure was guilty. It's stupid.
it was so funny though when she was sitting there talking to her mom, and her mom was like, "You are for sure gonna be innocent," and Jen's face was like,
It was cringe. I'm not gonna
"It
lie to you.
was, it was."
But since you're here, we can go ahead and start with the recap. We'll go ahead and get in. We'll talk about the few little things that did happen at Heather's book cover reveal with no book or content in the choir, and we'll talk about the little segment they gave Jen Shah, which I don't like. I don't know why, because we know she pled guilty back in June or July, so we really didn't need to see this. Personally, I didn't. So if you're watching right now, like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you didn't know, next week there is no episode, there is no reunion next week. It's actually in 2 weeks. So I was actually correct when I said that it don't come on to the 25th. They taking a week off, and that's fine because, like Chase said, congratulations to us because we made it through this season because It has been not a time. No. I've enjoyed you all. I've enjoyed everybody in the chat. And of course, Antonio, Chad, and Jamie. But this season, they have really let us down. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
I
agree.
feel like that. All right. So, as I did mention, I only have this much of notes. I mistakenly erased my damn notes. So, I'm going based off of what I remember, which didn't much happen. So, ain't much to discuss. So,
Exactly.
we start off with Heather talking about her book reveal. And that's basically what this whole event, this whole episode is about. She has a venue. She's gonna have her the act. She's gonna actually. I thought she was gonna reveal like not just the cover, but I thought maybe she had the book together. But it seems like she doesn't have anything but the cover.
The cover.
And so I can't recall what happened before that, but at the actual book reveal and at the choir party, Whitney is going to go, but she said she's no longer wants to be a part of the choir. Her and Angie did audition. We didn't see Angie at the event. Yes, we did.
Yeah, yes, we did.
Yes, we did. You're right. We did. We did. We did.
She had those penis rings in her hair. Yeah.
Exactly. So at the event, everybody's there. At this point, Jen is not there. Whitney and Heather are kind of awkward with one another, but they hug and they kind of keeping it cordial as they should. And Angie K is talking to everybody and telling everybody how Jen Shah has gone around saying that she's the person that blacked out Heather's eye, right? They got Heather out here looking like my car. My right headlight is out, so that's what my car looked like. Is Heather. They said that Angie K is the person that did that, and so Angie K is just like she wants to confront Jen, and she says the real rumor and the real thing that she came to conclusion based off of rumors is that the reason why she got a black eye is because Jen did it because they were Barbie scissor kicking. In other words, they was so that's a new one. They was what Phaedra said, and one of them did enjoy it. I guess Jen did enjoy it, whatever Heather was given. That sounds about right. He popped Heather in the eye. That's what Angie K said, right?
That
Um,
is.
and I put Angie is so lame. Like I need her to go. She's so. It seems like she's so produced to me. Like even hear her talk. Like I don't know if it's just a voice because she's so monotone, but it plays into her character. I just can't buy it, and I'm like so
I
over.
agree.
I don't know. Like
I
everybody.
agree. It gives very much, hey, so go out there and this is what you're gonna say. 1, 2,
Yeah.
4, 5,
Yeah.
6. That's what you're gonna do. And that's what she does. And it's just like, no, girl, we ain't buying it. Whatever you selling, we not fucking buying it. So go back to your new house with them fucking scuffed up floors
I was gonna
and
say.
sit down and eat your fucking food because we don't want it. Go away.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Angie K. You can go. You don't have to come back. You are not giving like I don't. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. You got a drink poured on you, but I don't think that just makes you do all of this. You have literally ran Jen through the ground in the mud because of that, and it's just like these have been things you've been wanting. You clearly,
Absolutely.
you opened your home to get on the show, and then you asked for money back. That's very clear. Her house was the olive branch to get her on the damn show.
Yeah.
I wish Jen Shah would say that or could say that, but honey, she on her way to jail, and so she ain't focused on Angie K. So it is what it is. And so Jen Shah arrives, and when she arrives, they immediately go into a conversation with Angie H and Chris Harrington, the Harringtons. And I'm just gonna say, Coach Shah turned to Chris and was like, "Again, I'm talking to you now. I love that Coach Shah does address the men. He never addresses the woman. Last week when he gave Angie, your man, that's y'all. If y'all want to know why Coach okay with Jen going to jail, is because Antonio." I'm just talking. I don't know, but he addressed Angie K's
Yes.
husband last week, even though
Yep.
Angie K was the one that kept up all the mess. It didn't even seem like Angie K's husband knew what the hell was
What's
going on.
going on? He just kind of
He
went
was
with it.
like, okay, but in this moment, it was addressed directly to him, not because he was not only was he a man, but because he was the one that did the shit. he was the one that created the page, and it was mostly all of him. At least that's the way the storyline says. So I'm not gonna lie to you, Angie H's husband was scared as hell. He was crumbling.
Shaking in
He
his
was
motherfucking
shaking.
elf boots.
He didn't know what to say other than "I'm sorry," and I'm like, you know what? That's the best. That's the safest thing you can say, because there's nothing you can say, especially with this woman's husband right here in the page. Now, what I will say, what did you think about their response? Because when he couldn't speak, Angie H kind of stepped in and she was just like, it really wasn't directed at y'all, but we did use y'all name. And for that, we sorry. I was like, I'm confused because me per what they said, and I don't know, you guys can confirm it. They said that the page really wasn't about her. It
It
was about
wasn't.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Okay,
It was
so
to tear Lisa down, but it was like they used the Shah name to
okay.
bring more attention to whatever it is that they were trying to say about Lisa, and possibly to maybe get Jen in some, some mess with Lisa as well. I'm guessing,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
Is about to be on trial for fraud and money laundering and shit. If she said no, I didn't create that page, I don't know who did it, they probably wouldn't have believed her had Angie H's husband not stated that he did it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm seeing some of the comments. I see BKC Empress and Robo's Adventures basically saying that, yeah, he really didn't. He said, I'm sorry. He didn't really say much, but he definitely choked up. He definitely was a bit scared. You know, Angie H had to come in and help him out. I wish she would just shut up, but I mean, somehow I guess it worked and they was able to move past it. Did you have any other
Yeah.
thoughts on this?
Chris and his fat ass, he was giving. You remember that time they was having that dinner on RHOA, and Cynthia was trying to spill that tea on Phaedra about Mr. Chocolate, and she was
Oh, she was
stuttering
like,
and her voice was shaking.
I
But
mean,
that's what he was giving, like the motherfucker was trembling.
you remember
So,
Didi when she was like, "Buh, buh, 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 buh."
and all Coach Shaw did was like walk up. But Coach Shaw, I have to commend him in the midst of everything that's going on. A lot of people may not have been able to hold it together
Yeah,
in that way. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the other men on some of the other shows, a Joe Gorga or hell, a PK even, any of them, they probably would have lost their shit. But he just, as a man of color on that show with those, with those people, he can't do that. So
yeah.
I commend him for still holding it together. And also, he loved him some Jen Shah, her and her motherfucking body.
I thought she looked pretty good at that event. She looked
When she
like,
tones it down to me,
yeah.
she pushes through. But
I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not, I thought she looked like pretty good at that finale. The outfit, the hair, the makeup, everything just seemed more natural
yeah,
versus all these other like costumes and
yeah,
these things she be putting on. I thought she looked pretty good.
yeah.
And was it me or did she just seem really? I don't know. She seemed like she really didn't want to argue with anybody. I don't know. It seemed like she came in peace. Almost.
It seems like to me she just had a lot on her at that time, and she was just like, "I gotta go because I gotta film this and make this money." But I just really don't feel like dealing with this shit. That's kind of what it gave to me. Like, child, I'm just here so I don't get fired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so this is all that I took notes for, but I do remember what happened afterwards. So if I missed something, Antonio or in the chat, let me know if I do. But I remember it going a little something like this. So afterwards, Whitney pulled Jen to the side, and Whitney basically was coming at Jen at how she came at her at the table in San Diego. She said that basically she felt like she, was one way, and then when she got in front of the other girls, Jen had changed,
Mm.
right? And so they're having a conversation, they're going back and forth. Angie K looks over and she's like, "Oh, there go Jen. Let me go over here and talk to her. I gotta tell her about what she said about me." And Dana's like, "Oh, girl, I'm coming too." Dana thirsty
Dana
ass.
said, "I'm gonna be your backup," or whatever she said, basically.
Dana, I'm sorry, not Dana. Donna. Was it? What is it?
It's Dana.
Dana.
Dana and her motherfucking gray hair need to go sit down and drink some
Dana.
wine or something. Dana.
I don't want to be wrong, okay?
It's Dana. Dana.
I'm
Like almost
trying.
like Danny, but a on the end, so Dana.
Dana. Okay, I'm gonna
Mhm.
get it right for the end of this season. Okay, so they walk over and she walks over and tries to interject. And Meredith from the side, she sees, she goes over too. Now Jen is still talking to Whitney. She tries to cut Jen off. And she's just like, I'm talking, and she's like, okay, well, just finish it up. At this point, she's very rude, right? And so afterwards, once she finally interjects, she addresses her about the rumor, and tells Jen, like, I heard that you're the one that came up to me about this rumor about me blacking out Heather's eye and blah blah blah. And then Jen is like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Jen, not Jen, Coach is there, and so Angie K kind of turns to Coach, and she's like kind of snitching on Jen. That's what it gave to me. It's not like she was like, your wife is doing this and she's doing that. And basically, at the end of the story, she accuses her of faking this suicide situation. She
Yeah.
asks Coach Shah, like, is this something that even really happened? Jen doesn't want to hear it. Jen kind of storms off. She doesn't want to film. And, that's just kind of what happens. So what were your thoughts on that whole scene? If I missed something, let me know. It's because I erased half my notes and I had specific moments, but I know it went something like that.
It was you pretty right, child. But it was funny though how everybody was like turning around and looking like, oh hell, they over there talking. Meredith was like, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go over here and see what's going on. I had
Right.
lived for Meredith in that moment because it was like, child, I see 4 people lined up over here against my friend. So let me go over here and see what's really going on. It was really like 2 groups like facing off, like they was about to have a fucking
It
like
wasn't even
they was
two
about
groups. It really was, to be honest, it was like, Whitney, Angie,
to
and
Lisa
Donna.
and
Was
Lisa,
Dana. Yeah.
Dana and Lisa Barlow.
Oh, yeah, Lisa was over there too. You're right. They all were basically, kind of coming at Jen, not saying she shouldn't, but it was just like I don't know. It just, I think that's why Meredith went over there. Was kind of like, hold
Yeah,
on, let me go make sure it was going, because she didn't like the way it looked. It looked like it was a pow long. I'll say
yeah,
that.
and also I think maybe that's what Dana. No, you know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna call her Dana. That's what Dana.
I get it right.
That's what Dana was. Because if I got to think about it, child, it's Dana.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I've been
So
saying it for so long. It's hard, and it's easy
y'all
though.
know who we talking about. Shit, Storm, Dana. So Dana, in her damn Instagram message, she was talking about how they were trying to tell Coach Shah, how Jen was a different person when he's around as opposed to when he's not around. So I
Right.
think that also came into play when they chopped up some of the scene
Yep.
as well. Um, Angie K, I think the words she used were really kind of effed up instead of her saying, like, did it really happen? And, just being a bit more conscious as to what was going on around her and the people that was around her, and maybe wording that differently. Like, instead of
Well,
saying,
even
did it
Coach
really?
Shaw kind of gagged. Coach Shaw was
He
like,
did. He was like,
are you saying that she made this up? Like, is that? It was just like, oh, okay. Angie K, baby, she was working for that. She really wanted that damn snowflake. She really wanted it. You can
she
tell she
wanted
was
it. And
working
I'm
for it.
glad she did not
Yeah.
get it. Her or her motherfucking face that looks like a scream mask. So I'm glad she didn't get it.
I'm glad she only got one confessional. That's
One.
just one look, baby. You ain't all that in a bag of chips.
A 25-cent bag, and they don't even make them no more.
They don't. I miss them, child. They be like, let me be quiet. But yeah, so somewhere in this whole little exchange is where we miss these two scenes of Dana and going at Jen. I'm assuming, I feel like, you tell me, I feel like it happened before Jen walked off. I feel like that may have been what made her walk off. Or because basically, based off what we saw, it was her, Whitney, and then it was Angie K and Donna. And then Angie K said her stuff for Coach Shaw. It looks like she walked off right. But at what point would she have come back to have this confrontation with Donna? Because that's based off of what she explained on Instagram. Because if you didn't, like, as I said, Donna, she put a whole post about what happened.
In
And she
cursive writing
said,
at that, y'all. It
and,
was.
child, my blind ass was like, "What is this writing?"
I had
Child?
to screenshot it and zoom in on some shit.
Right. I just don't know. At what point do y'all think that that the altercation between Donna and Jen happened? Because it
I
is.
think it happened either during that time or after, because if I remember from the trailer, it seemed like they were standing by themselves when they had that exchange, and she said that about the "I'll put some money on your books" or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't, I really don't. I don't see it happening. What could have been during? Because it seemed
I don't
like
know. It's
beyond that
weird.
point, after Jen walked off, she was kind of like, "Child, I'm tired. My feet hurt. My baby hair coming up.
Baby
I'm
hair
ready.
coming up.
I'm ready to go home. I'm ready
My
to
hip,
take my
my
husband and go the fuck home."
yeah. I mean, and that's what kind of what she did. If I was, I'd take Coach Shaw home too and get some good old sex. Okay.
Yeah,
They
he
straight.
beat that thing up.
Oh. Y'all. And so that pretty much ends like the entire thing. Once they, Angie K still on her attention. I don't know if anything else happened, but they end up leaving. And once they leave, she does the reveal of the book and everything like that, I believe. And nothing else really came from the reunion. And we didn't see the Meredith versus Whitney thing. Nothing really was explosive from there, but Meredith seemed to be over Whitney. So I'm assuming that had to have happened after that too. I don't
Yeah,
know why they cut these things. I mean, at least the Whitney and Meredith, but they really cut and shortened the value of the goddamn episode. It was the
I
finale,
agree.
and it didn't give finale. It was over when it started.
Because I was like 30 minutes. Damn, where the hell that bitch live at? That's what I was thinking when I looked at the time. But let me say something. That choir, that was the most stupid, just I don't understand event that I've ever seen. I think on any of the Housewives shows. Like I've seen Luann non-singing ass get up there and do cabaret. Quad had a damn fashion show for puppies. Like we done seen some wild shit. Even homeless, not toothless. Like we done seen some wild shit on some of these shows. But that choir, that was stupid to me. And nobody even steamed their damn choir robes that they had on. Like they opened them up out the pack.
They probably got them from like a little party city or something. A Mormon costume. Yeah,
I was thinking maybe like they got them like Amazon. They bought them in bulk because clearly they was one size fits all.
yeah.
Because everybody had the same
It was
one,
in it. So
and they didn't even try. They didn't try to steam them or nothing. They just sending they silly asses up there on them damn steps, singing this stupid ass song in the wrong key. It was just a mess. And then
I
it's
didn't
like, oh yeah, here go the
understand.
book, and we're gonna have another choir rehearsal or choir show again. That was I don't get it. Heather, if you see this, we don't want that. I don't know, but that ain't it, bitch. I'd rather go back. I'd rather y'all go back and film at Mary Church and
Babe, let me tell you something. It was crazy at that church, but I ain't gonna lie. I felt something. I felt more in Mary's church than I did in this damn choir.
right.
I was just like, man, what the hell is this? I'm gonna be like, boo, fucking thing, boo, tomatoes. What's your stop throwing tomatoes because you weak? It didn't make sense though. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Not saying they think Jesus is a joke. They had one car practice. Yeah, it wasn't it. Sorry, Heather. I didn't get the purpose of the event, honestly. I mean, I get what she was trying to go for, but for a finale, they need to give these girls either more of a budget or they need to they need some guidance.
Or they could have just left those good scenes in there because clearly the event wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. So now you got to focus on these individual scenes and focus on what these people are really trying to deliver in these individual scenes. Go ahead and show it to us. I mean, at this point, ain't nothing y'all wasn't gonna hurt Jen no more. So
maybe I don't know. I did not pay attention to the end of season cards. I don't know what everybody doing with their life. I didn't really care.
did they show that?
They showed them after the event before they went into the next 30-minute segment. So did y'all want to talk about it at all?
I don't even remember. So clearly it was not. They did show it only because the only one I kind of remember is that Lisa hadn't her businesses are doing well. Check the
I'm about the SEC. Yeah.
SEC, and then she ain't been to no Jazz games. That's all that I remember from those cards.
Yeah, no, it was underwhelming. Okay, well, let's talk about the last 30 minutes because I feel as though they really wanted us to cry. They wanted some kind of emotion, and I just couldn't give that emotion. Just because it was even up until that point, like, this is crazy. This lady is still lying. She's still out here. So we start off with her mom, and her mom then emptied all her life savings. They emptied stole properties. She didn't got rid of the family dog. She didn't got
401k.
everything. She didn't empty
She
everything
done
she
sold her
got.
clothes to play those closet.
Everything.
Yeah.
All for Jen, right? They sitting on the step because they probably can't get in the house because she didn't sold that too. I'm just gonna say that. That's probably why they were sitting on the damn step of the house. They couldn't get in the right. And so now I will say I feel bad for her, but in this moment, she made a comment and a question. She was like, "Well, she was like, because you're innocent, right?" And I'm just like, oh, and that made me sad. I'm like, she don't even know her daughter about to go to jail,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
bad. And mind you, we before we heard the sentencing last week, we would already that. And we didn't even talk about that actually. Yes, we did. We had a whole video about it. We did, but nonetheless, did you have any feelings for the mom or this scene with her mom? She in this
I'll
moment,
be
and it's
honest.
saying she's innocent. And I just feel bad for her mom.
Well, as I've turned 40, in which I'll be 42 this year, I've become a lot more emotional
Oh, you
sometimes with certain things. Like, oh no, I'm serious.
so you be
So,
a damn bitch. Okay.
so I'm not gonna lie. That last 30 minutes, it didn't like make me cry, but I did feel.
Mhm.
I felt sorry, just not for really Jen,
Yeah.
but for like her family, her husband, her kids, who, especially the youngest one, who I feel is going to be impacted the most out of anybody for this. Because I'm like wondering, like, how is he doing, like, at school, and you know how kids are. They read
Sure.
everything, they see everything. He already probably one of the only black kids that go to the damn school, I'm sure, because it ain't like Salt Lake City just so diverse. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I just kind of thought about how that may be impacting him, and he's only 16 years old, but he looked like he can fight though. So
Yeah. I agree with
hopefully, if they get to
you.
fuck with him, he beat their ass.
This coming from Melanie and the way that Jen looked at her after she asked that there's something wrong with Jen. Like seriously, like Jen is she
I,
is
I, I think she was holding on to that hope that yeah, I think she was really holding on to that hope that I'm gonna be good. Like, I taking care of people, I helped Stu out.
I
He's
think she was holding on
not
to the
gonna.
hope even up until this sentencing last week because
Yeah.
the stuff they pulled out on her, we talked about it in the video, myself and Jamie last
Hmm.
Friday. And I mean, it was just like, even didn't she just have like a little party a couple days ago? Like it was she had some little event,
I
something,
thought she
something.
had a celebratory dinner, or not a
She had
celebratory.
something. I don't know what she's celebrating, but if she maybe I don't know, but she will be out of here in less than 30 days. Is it February 7th, right?
I
Or
think it's the 17th.
17th. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, so with seeing with her mom, I was sad about that. So they kind of show this is 4 days before the trial. The trial had been pushed many times. It's supposed to be back. I think first time was
Didn't
like
they say like 5 times or six
supposed to be
times?
like in March. I think was the first date. I remember that because remember she was talking about it early in the season as if she was going, but it got pushed back. I think they wrapped. I think Salt Lake City wrapped their filming in like May, and I think they refilmed this part in July. I think that's when
July. Yeah, that's what the date said. Yeah.
I remember when they started filming again. I was kind of confused by that. So anyway, we see her go to New York, and who goes to New York to support her? Meredith and Heather. They go and support her. I'm just really shocked that Meredith is really going the extra mile for Jen. I get people grow and people change, and they may have come from a place, but I mean, you just were calling this lady a fraud and things like that last year. You were kind of alluding to it. It's kind of hard for me just to see you kind of support her, especially when all these things are leading to her being guilty. I don't know, but that's just what it is right now, right? So they're there. They show up, they go and visit her and Coach Shah. Coach Shah is talking primarily about, the conversation he had with the kids, trying to figure out what they're going to do going forward. I thought it was a nice scene that they sat
Yeah.
down and kind of talked, and he was comfortable with them. And Heather is a ride or die friend. You can do whatever the hell, it don't matter unless you're Whitney. Then she ain't gonna forgive you. But if you do anything else to her, she will forgive you because she just has a forgiving heart, I guess.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts about this scene?
I I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Meredith went. She does seem like a. I think she, in this case, her husband and Coach Shaw, they really like each other and all of that. B, I think that she really knew that Jen needed some support
Yeah,
during this time. So I'm sure they kind of had their doubts. They were probably, I'm sure, hoping for the best. But I think this was just her moment to just show up for Jen and just, support her. Because, I mean, when Jen did it, but it did seem like she was taking it extremely hard. So it's like the least I can do is to try and support this person. They've been my friend and we've been friends and all of this all season. And even before they had the hiccup, they were on good terms. So
yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
Okay. I was, but okay.
And did you see Coach Shaw was there? He was reading all of the notes and documents and shit like that on his email. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. He was. He
Yeah.
was. In this moment, I kind of feel like he already knew.
You can. I don't know if he already knew, but I think
Knew
that.
that what I mean was kind of expected. Either they had a conversation, which I think Heather says that later. I think they had a conversation or something, but I feel like he kind of like he ain't never really talked about. And I know it's close to the trial, but you would think that you would kind of do these things in preparation much sooner. You know what I'm saying? We've never really seen him talk about anything to this depth, and just kind of like we've seen him show emotion, but never in the sense of the kids, the family, how serious it was. It's like it was like down to the wire in that
But
moment.
do you remember though when looks like they were standing in the house somewhere and he told Jen if the outcome is not what we want, then like pretty much you and I are gonna have to have a different conversation about how we got to that point. So it's almost like she hadn't been being 100% honest. That's what I got. Seems
I
like she wasn't, of course, being 100% honest with him about everything and saying, "Hey, this is what was going on. This is what I knew," which came out in the documents later on.
yeah,
And this more than likely is what's going to happen. Because
yeah.
they had so many witnesses and shit like that. It was crazy.
Right. Okay. So after that, Seth was going to meet with Coach Shaw, but he did not because
Mhm.
I don't know why he can show. I
They
don't know.
never really
They never
said,
really
but
said.
it seemed like after that, because they Whitney and Meredith, not Whitney, Heather and Meredith went to Jen's room. It
Yeah.
seems like there was something going on with Jen at that time. So what I feel like they had kind of come to the conclusion that she was going to end up pleading guilty.
Well, right. And so Seth asked Meredith and Heather, what if she is? What if she's not innocent? What if she is guilty? And Meredith was like, "That's gonna be a big problem for me."
She has no
She has no.
remorse
She was just
about the
like,
victim.
she's saying that this is Meredith says that it's not about whether she. I guess to clear her name, she's not supporting her to say if it happened or not. She's
Hmm.
supporting her in the hopes that she had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
She had no knowledge of it, which I was like, okay, that's
Meredith said, "I don't want them hoes questioning me about nothing."
right.
So.
Don't question me about nothing. You know how she be talking. And so Heather, she has her same answer, like, oh no, I think she's innocent, and I'm supporting her, blah, blah, blah. So when we get to the actual room, like you said, this is where Jen is talking to Heather and Meredith again. And Jen says she's come to find out that a person that she has helped from losing their job, kept them fed, kept food on their table, kept their house up, and made sure that they never got fired from whatever job. Stu, our lovely friend Stu, the person that Right, the person that Lisa cried for on the bus. She's, oh, Stu. Right, that is Stu because we know Stu pled guilty. Obviously, I mean, let's be honest. He probably obviously did it because he wanted to get less time. I
Yeah,
mean, and honestly, that should have been the point at which her ass pled guilty because I mean, Stu was like the right hand man to her. I feel like I don't know,
they
like
wanted the big fish. So Stu, like you seen some of them other people are getting ready to get out. Like they getting out with time served and stuff like that. So because I didn't realize that this is now going on 2 years,
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. So she is just so distraught and she feels like how could somebody, how could he do this to her?
he is a
You know,
fucking piece of shit.
he's a piece of shit and she just don't understand how could he have pled guilty. And I'm just like, okay, you saying all this, but you're not saying nothing. You're not act I mean, my thing is
Mm-hmm.
she if you listen to Jen, has she really said anything about the victims? Has she said anything? I mean, other than she's innocent, she ain't said nothing. Maybe she can't. I don't know. I ain't a lawyer. But I mean, in this moment, you trying to put it all on Stu, baby. It's too. It don't matter. He already did what he had to do. Now you gotta do what you need to do, which is this
Yep.
time. I'm just saying. Did you have any thoughts on this scene?
That goes back to what I was saying earlier. I feel like that's why he couldn't meet Coach Shaw for lunch that day. He had to go with
Mhm,
Meredith and Heather
mhm.
because they seen what the witnesses. Because Heather said they got what the witnesses were gonna say and documents, and I think that's when they came to the realization, like, well, damn, Jen, you wait a minute, you knew more than what you done told me. I think that was a situation between them,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah,
Okay. It was very interesting seeing these two, And I remember I feel like did we see I feel like we saw clips or something of them filming in July. And I thought that they were just like I don't know, I thought they was filming hell season 4. Cause I thought they said, hey, get this whole
go ahead
film
and get it while you can. Yeah,
while you can, but it was still, it was just an addition to this actual season. And so then, they go to the screen where it says that, she pled guilty, and then they obviously updated it within the last 7 days because that's when we find out she's sentenced to 6.5 years or
yeah.
78 months, something like that. So you know, that's just what it is. And she's going in February 17th. She had a little party thingy, whatever, dinner party last week. She still ain't learned a lesson. I guess she'll learn in jail or in prison, as somebody said in the comments. And then we get a scene with Heather and Lisa. And I'm gonna tell you, I ain't gonna lie, it was so refreshing to see Lisa just because she was just like, oh my god, yeah, like this is nuts. This is nuts, Heather. This is nuts. Like I don't know, you not have a soft spot for Lisa because Lisa, she just
I
come in
like
all
Lisa.
flowing, and Jesus like, this is crazy.
I'm just
Nonetheless,
Heather just got a side eye for me because I'm like, bitch, like,
yeah.
what? Like you feel okay, but okay.
Wait, you said Heather did what? Oh,
You
filming with
feel with
Lisa.
Lisa?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand it either. I was like, okay, this is interesting. It would have been great if it was Mary. What if it was Mary?
Now that I would have
I would have
been,
said,
My Mary,
I
my
would have said,
Mary.
oh, but that ain't what happened. We got Lisa and Heather instead. And
Yeah,
what they basically say, well, what Heather says that it seems that Coach Shah, she trying to make it seem like Coach Shah is involved, that they had a conversation, and that he told her, you go ahead and go to prison, do this time. I'm gonna take care of this family and these kids. And basically that she confessed at some point, what I'm saying, between when they got to New York until they, she actually pled guilty. And I don't know if you guys saw the reunion trailer, but she kind of backpedaled from that in the reunion trailer by saying that she would, as if she was just talking but didn't know all the facts. But on that camera, you made it seem like you had some definite deets. But what are your thoughts?
no, I mean, I don't think Coach Shaw had anything to do with,
Yeah,
what Jen was actually doing.
yeah.
But do I think that they, after reading those documents and really getting into some of the evidence and what some of those witnesses were gonna say and some of the evidence that was being presented, I think we had said it a while back. It was probably better for her to go ahead and plead guilty to try and get as the least amount of time as possible, as opposed to actually going to trial and where she possibly would have gotten, close to the 22 years or whatever it is that she was facing, in jail if she would have taken it to trial. This was probably the best thing for her because of the evidence that they had against her. And you were able to see some of the documents and some of the things that she said and she knew was going on with this company, and she didn't care. She wanted to steal the money from these people. So that's what it was.
Do you think that she will make a statement to the victims?
No,
Do you think she should?
no. I think I I don't. hmm. I mean, I think she should, only if she feels like, hey, this is something that'll be beneficial for me in the future.
Mhm.
Maybe if I go ahead and do it, but at this point, it's kind of like, if you make a statement to these people, it's not going to be sincere. I feel like Jen, in her mind, she probably still like, damn, I cannot believe that they actually sending
Yeah.
me to prison for this. Like, I cannot believe this
Oh
shit.
yeah.
You
Yeah, I can
know?
see her saying it like, dang, I mean, it was just a couple of old people. I can hear her saying something like that in her mind because she's so, ugh, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think she will do that, because I don't think that she would ever want to speak about, yes, I'm actually guilty and I did X, Y, and Z. I don't think she would ever want to say those
Yeah,
things out of her mouth at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it was a very lackluster finale. It was also a very lackluster season. And I think the reunion is gonna be very lackluster. But we're gonna be here to talk about it.
They had the damn husband sitting on the couch with them,
But
all of them.
tomorrow, at the
Salt Lake City at the reunion. Like, the husbands were
did you
sitting
see
on
this?
the
Did you see?
sofa.
Did you see the set when it was just the four before the other the friends came out? It looks. I've never seen the couch look so empty.
So damn empty. That's probably why they went ahead and like, child, just bring the husbands out. It's plenty
I
of room
just
on these sofas.
what I don't like about this reunion already is the honestly Jen is not there. But she's not there because she had, especially with these new girls, that was their storylines.
Yeah.
So why even have them on the couch in these gowns looking like whatever? Dana thinks she a damn empress or something. No shade to BKZ empress, but she thinks she a damn empress or a duchess with whatever the hell she got on. I'm
Dana
like,
says she is the goddess of Thotlandia, like Portia.
she is the goddess of storm and gray hair. That's what she is to me. And I don't understand it. I'm not interested to watch it, but I'm going to watch it. Obviously, I watch
Yeah.
all the Housewives. But I just don't see how they're going to be able to. I mean, so we're going to hear Whitney versus Heather. Wow. We're going to hear, Meredith versus Lisa. That could be entertaining. Maybe. Could be. Depending on how they talk, how they go back and forth. But what I don't want to hear about this damn black eye. Okay. And they already starting to ask about the black eye.
Yep.
And we can get answers 2 episodes ago. We're not going to get it in the finale, in the reunion. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody give her another black eye, because
Yeah. Give her another one. Make her look like my damn car. Like for real. Both of them. So yeah, if you're in the comments, let us know what you thought of the episode. Like, what would you rate it? I don't want to be up here saying like boring, 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 but realistically, I have to be honest. I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh my god, the episode was great. I'm not gonna be Lisa Barlow. I'm gonna be
I
honest.
think they could have definitely. I don't know what's going on. Even like with, the just the production team, even for Housewives, supposedly there were some really good scenes that they decided to
Yeah.
edit out or not show. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on, because the people want. I mean, it's by showing whatever, it wasn't gonna hurt Jen anymore.
Season
At that
one and
time, she had
season
already
two.
pleaded guilty,
Right, right.
so
Correct.
it
Season one
it
and
didn't
season
matter.
two definitely set a high bar. I felt like it was like on and maybe you know what? Maybe they got the curse of just kind of selling it too fast. Maybe they kind of like took off too fast, and now it just seems a little off. But definitely a big mistake not having Jen at the reunion.
I agree.
These newbies
But
could
so
definitely
with that though, didn't
go.
she say they initially disinvited her, and then they invited her back, and they said they would want to talk about the
Yeah,
trial, and she decided not to go, or did
yeah.
they disinvite her again? Okay, okay.
I
So
think
she just
she didn't want to talk about that. I don't know if she could or she didn't want to, but then from that moment, it was determined that she wasn't going.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand their sudden interest. I feel like their interest came when she pled
when
guilty.
she played guilty.
When she pled guilty, I feel like that's when it became, oh my God, let's turn all things around and focus on this damn this case.
Because I think
You know?
had she, like, even when I think Andy kind of spoke on it briefly, I think it felt like to me he was really offended that she had filmed this show and proclaimed her innocence, and then she all of a sudden she pled guilty. So I
Yeah.
think had they known some more of the facts and things like that, they probably wouldn't have had Jen on, this season.
Yeah,
What I
well,
think.
I don't know, child. Well, we know she won't be the next season, or the next season, or the next season.
Oh,
She probably won't be back if she come back until Salt Lake City season 7 or 8. Hopefully, they won't give. I don't know. I've seen that they're already testing out some newbies. I hear that they have some new people. There actually was a black girl that was supposed to have
yeah.
been around. I think it was her name started with a T.
And she was like in real estate or something like that, right? Or no?
I didn't see her at all.
At all. At all. And they had people had posted pictures of her and
She was even
everything.
tweeting on Twitter when they asked about the black eye. I feel like she tweeted and was like, it wasn't me or something like that. But I didn't see her at all. So that's weird. But hopefully they get it together. They bring the season back. Hopefully they get it together. We're gonna be here to talk about it. If they are. So all right, with that being said, let me go ahead and send the excuse my voice is leaving me, child. Ooh. Let me go ahead and send the link in the chat if anybody wants to call in and talk about the episode or just talk about the season. This season was only 14 episodes. I feel like the first season had this amount of episodes. It was like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
But it was just enough. They didn't need to drag anything else out. The
I
finale
think
is in
all seasons should be about 14
I
episodes.
agree. I agree.
No more than 14.
They had a lot of content. Let's just be clear. They started filming back in January, whenever the whole Jenny thing happened. They had been filming from January to May. There were supposed to be scenes of Heather and what's her name at Mary's church. There were conversations that they had with Jenny. There were things that they cut out. Obviously, the Dana, and they cut out so much that
I forgot about Heather and them filming at that lady church.
Yeah, they went to the church. Like, this was all stuff that we saw. So it was. I get it. Not everything makes it, but if you film for 5 months, bitch, give us the fucking content. Like, don't give us, like, come on, you got it. Put it on, put it together. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so our first caller on the caller today is going to be Demisio. What's going on, Demisio?
Hey guys,
How are you?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Good. You must be at the bar or something like that. I can't really hear you. It's some music in the background. You at the hookah lounge?
Feedback in the background.
Not the hookah lounge. No, I'm at work.
Oh, you at work, Chad. You better run the machines, Chad.
Is it too loud? Is it too loud?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
If you speak, we can hear you over there. Just speak, and we'll hear you. It's fine.
Okay. For one, I want to say why they cut out them confronting that lady at the beginning of the season.
The Jenny thing.
We didn't see that. Mm-hmm. And I actually wanted to see that. I think that we deserve to see them confront her after she talked all of that shit about Mary, and then come to find out she's a waste of bitch. We deserve to see that. I really do feel that way. And like I said, it was the comment of I think maybe it was 2 weeks ago. This whole season talked about the wrong shit consistently over and over and over and over again. And they need to get them and have them sit down and just give them the 411 memo, because we don't want to see another season of this shit next year, because they talked about everything except Heather's eye in the damn trial, which was the most important shit the whole time. Nobody cares about Lisa and the SEC and whether her business is legit and she got a loan. No one cares about it. We didn't care. We want to know who hit this bitch in the eye. That's what we wanted to know. We don't care about this.
And I did. Can you come closer to the speaker? You sound a little muffled. It's kind of, I can hear you, but I'm having a really squint, which don't really go with my ears, but I got to squint to hear. It's weird, but I'm having to squint.
Yeah.
Hold on. Well,
Yeah,
I'll just type it in the chat.
okay. Well, yeah, it just sounds like maybe you got a little water in your phone. So just go ahead. And we got the most of it. It's kind of hard to hear. I don't want to keep having everybody hear this. So, but thank you for
Yeah, you're
calling.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Demisio.
All right. Thank you, Demisio. Demisio is always calling at work. Very dedicated. But baby, we got to be able to hear. You got to sound like us, because if you don't sound close to us,
Baby, I'm over here like.
it's hard to hear. No shade. And I don't put the views with it.
Would you have wanted to see the sit down with Jenny?
Would I have wanted to see it? I would have wanted to see it this time last year. Not during. I wouldn't have to see that during the season.
During the season. I think Bravo just wanted to distance themselves from that as much as possible.
But what I will say, I don't understand why they were filming at that lady's church and she had decided not to be on the show.
Well, she didn't come to the reunion, so they knew they weren't going to invite her fucking back.
Exactly. And so with them doing that, that's why I feel like that it should have been a part of the show, because why were y'all doing that?
Yeah.
But, Mary don't care, child. Mary is out here. And, rumor has it that Meredith is trying to get Mary to come back. Maybe she'll come back. I think there are people that say, oh my God, Mary's off, Mary's this, child, please. She needs to come back. There are a whole bunch of housewives that could be gone and that are way more problematic and toxic that are still on this cast. We just got rid of Lisa Rinna. We just got rid of her. So if she can go 8 seasons with the shenanigans and lies, please leave Mary and Cosby alone. Just saying.
Leave Mary Martha alone.
Leave her alone before she, send God for you. Okay? Like she sent God for Jen. She sent God for everybody else that tried her. All right, y'all. Well, I'm under the sea. I'm weak. With that being said, we'll go ahead and lay down. Like I said, we'll be here in 2 weeks. There is no reunion next week. There's no episode next week. Salt Lake City is taking a break, and so are we. So we'll see y'all in 2 weeks for the reunion. I don't know how many parts it is, but we'll be covering them probably week by week. But if it is not given, I will say we will do it all in one. But we'll just see, as of right now, we'll plan for a separate. I believe it will be at least a 2-part reunion. I don't think it'll be 3 though. So with that being said, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for watching, everybody in the chat. If you're watching Real Housewives of Miami, if you didn't know by now, we're doing those in 2s. So there was an episode this week, episode 9. We're gonna clump it with episode 10 next week and review them together. So we're gonna actually do that for the rest of the season. Those shows are not live; they're recorded and posted. So just look out for that next week. Potomac is on Monday. It may not be this Monday, because it is MLK Day, and I have to see who's available, if at all. And if not, we'll just postpone that. But as of right now, it's tentative. So just be on the lookout.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Like this video, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Sammy, Demisio for calling in. Robo's Adventures, Dr. C, who, BKZ, Empress, Melanie, TLC. Everybody in the chat, thank y'all for watching today. Like this video. I have a really fun and safe 3-day weekend for those that are off on Monday, like myself. And we'll see y'all next time, okay? Y'all have a good night.
Peace.